Welcome to this Writing Skills online lecture. The ability to write clear and logical assignments or reports is an essential academic skill, and it is also an essential professional skill. Individuals who can present well-written reports containing ideas that are clearly backed up by evidence are able to influence the thinking of their colleagues. Written assignments are a very common method of assessment as they provide your tutors with an opportunity to assess your knowledge and understanding of a subject area. Writing is a form of active learning. If you can explain something to another person in writing, then it clearly demonstrates that you understand it. In fact, struggling to find the right words often helps to make the ideas clearer in your mind. Writing is, in itself, a way of learning. Written assignments will cover all or some of the learning outcomes of a module. The specific requirements for each module are explained in your module handbooks. Writing assignments. Analyze the task. Before you start any piece of written work, you should ask yourself the following questions. What is the purpose? Who is it for? What are my aims? Which form of writing will best accomplish these aims? What structure will best suit the purpose and aims of this piece of writing? The main factors that will determine what mark you receive for a piece of written work will be: did you actually answer the question? To what extent did you critically respond to the question and not just regurgitate other people's knowledge? Did you keep to the point and use relevant information and evidence to support your arguments? How is your work distinguished? Does it stand out from the mundane? Is it original? Does it stretch the boundaries of knowledge? Assignments that receive a poor mark often demonstrate the following characteristics: badly researched, lacking an introduction and conclusion, lacking focus, the student did not answer the question set by the tutor, not providing enough supporting evidence or any at all, poor grammar and spelling, lacking references or contains incorrect references, not satisfying the required word limit. Here are some examples of the terminology often used when giving assignment titles. You'll be negotiating your essay titles with your tutor. The following words are often used by tutors when setting questions or assignment titles, and you may find that they help you ask good questions and understand the detail required in essays. Here are some words used by tutors in assignments. Here are further words that you may need to know the meaning of when you're coming to write your assignments. You will notice that there are subtle differences between some of these words, and it's good to be clear on them before you attempt to write your assignment. Planning your assignment. Work out a general structure or framework for your work. Some students prefer to write out a list of headings and subheadings, while others prefer to produce a diagram. For example, a mind map or spider diagram can be a way of doing this. This is a draft overview, and you may find that you need to make changes as you work on the assignment. Identify and use a range of information sources. You will need to identify and use a range of academic sources. Remember to allow time for this. You may need to recall items from the library or obtain them from a range of different sources. Identify key ideas and supporting evidence. As you work through your information sources, you will need to identify key ideas and also supporting evidence. Make notes and keep a record of all relevant information sources for writing your references. The first draft. This involves working with your general structure or framework and starting to write notes under each topic. It is often best to leave writing the introduction and conclusion until the end of your writing. There are two approaches to academic writing. The first, or traditional approach, is to use a serious and formal impersonal tone. It involves presenting different ideas and the evidence to support them. This means not writing in the first person, using my, I, and we, and presenting as an objective voice for your case. You should always use language that is clear, concise, and unambiguous. One method of identifying an appropriate style is to look at textbooks recommended by your tutors. The second approach is to use a more personal style. This involves writing in the first person, using I. This approach is often used in learning journals or workplace projects. It is increasingly used in academic writing in the discipline of management. You are most likely to use this style in reflection. If you are in doubt as to whether to use an impersonal or personal style, then you should ask your tutor. Reviewing your work. Your first completed draft of an assignment will never be ready to submit as it is. It is important to review your work and to check the content, making sure that you have met the assessment requirements, that your introduction clearly introduces your work and also the topic. You may find that since you've written your introduction, that alterations have been made. This is why we recommend that you do your introduction and conclusion at the end when you've finished the assignment. The ideas are presented in a logical order, that the ideas are supported by evidence and enough evidence, making sure that your conclusions follow on from the ideas and evidence that you have presented, and that your work is based on a good range of relevant and up-to-date references. If time permits, it is a good idea to leave a piece of work for a day or two and then come back to it. This will help you to see ways to improve the work. You may find that you need to rewrite parts of your work. You may see that you have skimmed over an important topic or that you need to do some more research so that you provide a well-balanced account. Time spending reviewing your work is likely to earn you additional marks as it will improve the quality of the final assignment. Review your module handbook to make sure you have formatted your essay correctly. Look at the font type and size and spacing. Components such as cover page and appendices where relevant. Do not forget to use Tandel and the Chester University for study skills resources.